Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock, so we'll get started. Welcome to the 2024 Bradley County HCI Workshop. I trust everyone here and those watching wish to propose a project for funding consideration and are representing a 501c3 organization, a governmental entity, or a government-appointed committee, board, or association. I'm Lori Moultrie. I'm the Bradley County HCI Administrator. Before you leave today, please take a moment to sign in at the podium and pick up a copy of the letter of intent, and let me know if you have any questions after you get a chance to take a look at it. In 2006, Bradley County received approximately $15 million from the sale of Bradley Memorial Hospital. Recognizing that a healthy community is vital to all citizens, the county chose to invest the money to benefit residents in the areas of health, wellness, and quality of life. The county created the Healthy Community Initiative Committee, the HCI Committee, to serve as both a funding and coordinating body for organizations that voluntarily cooperate with HCI to implement projects aimed at improving health, wellness, and quality of life in our community. The commission appoints one representative per district, and the county mayor appoints 2 members to the committee, which is chaired by Dr. Paul McCord. What is HCI? Well, the final decree defined the scope of the Healthy Community Initiative. It's health, wellness, and quality of life, and that's health projects that have the purpose of serving unmet health care needs regardless of ability to pay, and wellness projects that have the purpose of educating the community on the physical and mental aspects of maintaining and improving one's health, and quality of life projects that enhance or improve the physical or mental health of the citizens of Bradley County. The Bradley County Commission has identified capital projects that will leverage additional funding, such as state, federal, or grants from private foundations to enhance health, wellness, and quality of life. It is important to note that Bradley County HCI does not fund programming. If you have a programming-related project, please reach out to United Way. The Bradley County HCI General Procedures now allows organizations that have been established for a minimum of 10 years to apply for and receive both Bradley County HCI funds and United Way HCI funds in the same fiscal year. However, organizations that are younger than 10 years must choose to pursue either Bradley County HCI funds or United Way HCI funds. Applying for and receiving both in the same fiscal year for the younger organizations is not permitted. United Way regularly conducts a community needs assessment, which can be found on their website, and you can see their website is there at the bottom of the slide. The 2024 Community Needs Assessment identified several key needs: stable housing, access to health care, quality child care, transportation, mental health, substance abuse, domestic violence, aging population needs, and financial stability. Addressing any of these needs will strengthen your proposal. As I mentioned earlier, eligible HCI applicants include local governments, state agencies, commissions, or boards established by local governments, agencies established by the state of Tennessee, and 501c3 organizations. Projects typically funded as part of county government operations will not be considered. Bradley County HCI has awarded more than $1.67 million for projects in our community, with past awards ranging from $5,000 to $70,000. These are some of the projects that we've done in the past, from greenway extensions, a farmer's market pavilion, restroom facilities at the Civitan Handy Park, outdoor classrooms, the Tennessee State Veterans Home located here in Bradley County, playgrounds, pickleball courts, the Candies Creek Greenway Bridge renovation project. basketball courts at Hoytberry Park in Charleston, and enhancements to the Boys and Girls Club campus, lighting at some of our softball and baseball fields, and Life Bridges Medical Clinic and Freedom Park pavilion and playground and walking trails. This year we have $738,000 to award. There are a couple of key deadlines that you should add to your calendar. Letters of intent are due December 13th, and full applications are due by January 30th. Both submissions must be received by 4:30 p.m. on the respective deadlines. Late submissions will not be considered. I am available to conduct a procedural review of both your letter of intent and your application, and I urge you to submit it by appointment in advance of the deadline to ensure that your project does not get eliminated for a technical issue. So please take advantage of that. The letter of intent is your opportunity to introduce your organization and propose your project to the HCI committee. In this document, please provide a compelling narrative that outlines how your project will benefit and enhance our community. Specifically, detail how your proposal addresses community needs and the targeted population, and provide evidence supporting the demand for your project. Highlight both direct and indirect benefits that your project will offer. Your letter should include the following: a project budget, a current fiscal year organizational budget, and a current list of your board members. While your letter of intent should be thorough, it should remain concise and engaging, ensuring all relevant information is covered clearly. The HCI committee's initial assessment of your proposal will assess whether the project aligns with the areas of health, wellness, and quality of life. Letters of intent that stand out will be invited to submit full proposal applications for further consideration. Once you successfully captured the committee's attention with your letter of intent, it's time to build on that momentum. And just as with the letter of intent, please ensure that all requested information is included in your application. While the letter of intent serves as a brief introduction, your application is going to be a more in-depth exploratory exploration of your proposal. Be dynamic and captivating, but also thorough and concise. Provide factual evidence for every claim, because this is not the time for conjecture or assumption. If awarded, you will be required to submit quarterly reports to the HCI committee, March 31st, June 30th, September 30th, and December 31st. These reports are essential to track the progress of your project and make sure things stay on track. Submit those reports to me prior to the deadlines, and I will share those with the HCI committee. Bradley County HCI grants are reimbursement grants, meaning you must submit a reimbursement request worksheet to me along with your paid invoices and confirmation of payments to receive your reimbursement. You may choose to submit a single reimbursement request upon the conclusion or the completion of your project, or you may break your project into phases and submit multiple reimbursement requests as you complete each phase. But make sure that anything that you submit, that the work is verifiable. 2 members of the HCI committee and I will arrange for a site visit to verify the work has been completed as outlined. And upon a successful site visit, we will sign off to release the funds for your reimbursement. Each reimbursement request must include evidence that project benchmarks are being met per the timeline that you provided. Additionally, you're required to maintain an accurate accounting system to track both HCI funds as well as any matching funds that you may have for the project. And a final report detailing the expenditure of HCI funds will be required at the conclusion of your project. I urge you to keep meticulous records as your reimbursement requests will depend upon it. We'll need receipts, invoices, and copies of payment confirmation. Please note the following guidelines. Funds spent prior to the fully executed HCI contract will not be reimbursed. All work must take place within the confines of the timeline, the contract period, and any changes to the project, this is key, any changes to your project must be submitted in writing to me for review and approval by the HCI committee. Once again, please mark your calendar for December 13th at 4:30. This is the deadline for submitting your letter of intent. I'm happy to take it via email, snail mail, or hand delivery. My office is here in room 105 of the courthouse. And now that the grant cycle is officially underway, please direct your questions to me. Our HCI committee is unable to speak with you about your projects at this time moving forward, since they will be the ones to determine the funding for each project. I'm happy to assist you with anything moving forward. You can contact me at 423-728-7105, or you may email me at lmoultrie@bradleycountykn.gov. Are there any questions so far this evening? Yes. Well, the question is for those watching is, can we get an advanced copy of the application? Um, we typically just work off the letter of intent at this point. It really is just a small version of the application, which will require, as I said, a deeper dive and a lot more detailed budgets and that kind of thing. So at this point, let's stick with the letter of intent. I don't want you to do a lot of work if you don't have to. That's the spirit of which the letter of intent was created, to save effort. Did someone else have a question? That is a great question. I will get with our county attorney tomorrow to confirm if that is possible. I've been here about 13 years, and we've only worked with 501c3 organizations or governmental entities or government-appointed boards. But I'll be happy to check on that and get back with you. Get with me after the meeting, and I'll get your contact information. How about that? Okay, great. Okay, good. Are there any other questions? Okay, well, before we conclude, I want to share just a couple of cautionary lessons that we've learned and encountered over the years that might help you avoid some potential pitfalls. If your project includes construction, asphalt, or concrete, it's essential to select a reputable provider that will guarantee their work. You know, while a family member or a friend's family member may offer a significantly lower price for doing the work, just remember that that low price probably comes with an experience that may cost you down the road. I know in one instance, an organization identified subpar work before it was completed and was able to pivot to a reputable provider. It cost them a little bit extra to complete the project because of the pivot, but they were able to move forward with the project completed, and now it's an asset for our community to be used for years to come. But there was another instant when the poor quality work wasn't identified for. It took it about a year to surface, and that organization had to fund the demolition and the repair of everything. So that was a significant expense for that organization. So I strongly recommend obtaining a detailed work plan from your provider, ensuring that they guarantee their work, and checking their references carefully. Another cautionary tale, and this is an important one, involved a provider that submitted for reimbursement a bill for 25 yards of asphalt. During the on-site visit, we learned that it was really just 15 yards. Well, HCI was only able to reimburse for the 15 yards, and the organization had to pay for the extra. So you can, I encourage you, verify all work, verify all invoices, and make sure everything is together, because uh, we'll only reimburse what's there and can be verified. And then finally, I want to remind you that we are currently experiencing inflationary pressures. And when you submit a project proposal and budget, I strongly encourage you to include a contingency plan. Um, I, costs can escalate significantly, and what might cost $1,000 in January might be 2,500 by October. So please include in your budget a contingency plan, because HCI awards are fixed amounts. It's not going to change. So you won't be able to say, well, the cost went up. Well, I'm sorry, we've awarded 10,000 and that's all you get. So it's critical to plan. I say all that to say that it's critical to plan your contingency as a part of your budget. If there are no more questions, yes, Lynn. Hmm. Yes. That is correct. And so for those of you watching, the letter of intent is reviewed by the committee. And yes, usually I give notice. We usually meet like on a Tuesday evening, and by Wednesday morning by 9 a.m., I've emailed you to let you know whether or not it met with or fit with our criteria, and if it did, if it was compelling and stood out, then I'll invite you to submit the full application, and I'll include that in the email that I send to you, a copy of the application, so that you can get to work on that and let you know the deadlines. Just to remind you of that, and also remind you that again, procedural review is available, and I encourage you to take care of it before you submit it. Yes. Correct. Well, as soon as something like that changes, something significant changes, please contact me, and we'll talk about it, and talk about a way for you to send an amendment or include an amendment to your application. Because if the I guess the core of the project remains the same, and maybe some small changes to it. I'm sure that if they were compelled with your letter of intent, I'm sure that they would like to see the project move forward to completion, and we'll work around that. Anything else? Well, if not, I want to thank you for your desire and commitment to improve our community. I look forward to your proposals, and I wish you the best of luck with your project, and invite you to contact me anytime, and take advantage of the procedural review, because we have had some proposals that have been eliminated for really small things, and I don't want that to happen to anyone this year. Yes. It is, and I'm not going to say today exactly the deadline, because really we base it upon the time that the contract is sent to you. So the application will be assessed by the committee. They'll make a full recommendation to the county commission, and then the county commission will vote that recommendation. So let's say, and I don't have my timeline with me, but let's say it was March the 1st, and we'll get the contract to you. The county attorney will prepare a contract for you to sign. And once we get your signature and the county mayor's signature on that, then it's fully executed. But in anticipation that it's going to take you a couple of weeks and the mayor's signature to get it all prepared, we'll give you 12 months from that time. So we give you a good 12 months to get the project completed. And that's a great question, because I know that in the past we have had some instances where, from extenuating circumstances, projects have had to be extended. Now, it's not typical, but certainly there are times that the committee understands. And when you see that you're going to need an extension, as soon as you see that, I urge you to contact me so that we can notify the committee and talk with them about what's causing this delay and how we can move forward. They understand that there are some times when additional time is needed, but the contract, rule of thumb, a year. You're welcome. Anything else? All right. Well, thank you all so much.